What is up, everybody? Welcome back. It's your favorite director's favorite director, and in the famous words of Alison De Laurentiis, did you miss me? Welcome back, welcome back. It's good to see you guys again. I feel like I've seen you guys often lately, and I'm okay with that, honestly. No, I'm happy to see you guys. I feel like it's been forever. It never really has been, though. I'm always right here waiting, watching, listening. I am so happy to be here. I hope that you're good. How are you? How's your mental health? I'm good. I'm okay. I'm doing better. I'm honestly, we're jumping into episode 8 today. We got to see LYLE on the stand last episode. This episode, hopefully we get to see ERIK on the stand. I'm interested to see what they do give me in regards to these last couple of episodes, because I only have 2 left. Crazy pants, I know. But yeah, I'm excited. You guys continue to be amazing. If I'm not addressing anything that you're commenting on the previous videos, it's just because I'm filming these all really close before the other ones are coming out, so that's the only reason I'm not addressing it now. But yeah, I see all of you guys. I see your comments. I appreciate you. It's good to have you here, and I hope that you're happy being here. Before we jump into it, follow me on my socials. Those are in the description below. If you enjoy being here, if you enjoy watching, if you enjoy being a part of this family, because that is what we are, go ahead, like, subscribe, and comment so you know when I'm posting, and so that you can connect with me. Again, I just want to connect. I want to connect with great people who love to watch great and terrible things. But yeah, obviously I'm still posting over on Patreon, so if you haven't checked those out, go over there, check those out. And yeah, I'm ready to just kind of dive right into it. There's no reason to waste our time in dilly-dally.
Also sell and specialize in crystals and stones. He said I didn't need a seminar, I needed one-on-one therapy. Well, our relationship became rape, brainwashing, hypnotism.
Objection.
Y'all done fucked with Juju, and now she's pissed, and she's calling Dr. O'Seal out. She is going in on this man. Bro, she is going in on this man. I don't even know how to feel about what I'm seeing right now. What the fuck? She ain't taking this shit lightly.
I'm sorry, can you repeat the question? And then 7 months later, he'd say he was getting a divorce in 7 months. Can I just ask, is it Menendez or Menendez? Jerry's like,
bro, Juju is killing me, bro. We are a minute and 42 seconds, and she said, can I just ask, is it Menendez or Menendez? Like, Juju. Oh my goodness. She's killing me.
he had his patients pay him in chores like they were his servants.
Your Honor,
just like
objection.
I was a sex servant.
Objection!
I don't know what you are objecting to. Is it getting drugs rammed down your throat? Because I objected to that too.
Guys, I can't even make it through her fucking testimony. She said, I don't know what you're objecting to. Bro, Juju is going in on these haters.
And sometimes when we kiss, the honesty is too much. And it makes me want to do you on the kitchen floor.
That's a love poem.
I love how the defense attorneys, both of them are laughing. Like, Leslie has to literally bury her head in the audio player because she's laughing so hard, because and this is what you do as a defense attorney. Okay, sorry, let me commentate really quick. As a defense attorney, this is what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to discredit your witnesses or discredit somebody who had the evidence, right? So that's all they're trying to do is discredit Dr. Oziel to get the tapes thrown out. But it's just funny because in this, like, they are discrediting him because she literally is like, she has so many things backed up that like she's got the receipts, if you will. And if one person in this world is going to have the receipts, it's Juju. So she has these receipts and she's discrediting him, but like it's just so fucking funny. At the same time, it's like, it's not funny because it's like obviously the trial, but it's like so funny. Oh.
She has tried to do this before.
It's just like, I don't know how much of this is accurate. I don't know how much of this is fiction because I do know that Dr. Oziel is real and I know that he's scum. But is Juju real? I know that he was having an affair, but I don't know if this situation is accurate. Honestly, it wouldn't be hard for me to believe.
Now, if you ever leave me, I will have you committed.
Believable.
He kept telling me that Eric was coming after me. 2 times he raped me.
Has Jerome Oziel?
I'm sorry, I just can't get over the fact that his fucking name is Jerome. Jerome. She's a great witness. She's a great witness for the defense. She's a great fucking witness for the defense.
It's extremely relevant, I'd say, of having sex with them, of giving them drugs without prescriptions, of having them also call him Dr. Daddy.
I don't know if I can handle the Dr. Daddy part. Blah, blah, blah. When somebody objects and objects with the basis of relevance, it basically means like, what does that have to do with anything that's going on, which is pretty self-explanatory, but it's like, what does it have to do with anything that's going on? So basically in this situation, she is trying to discredit him, sorry. And in order to discredit him, she has to talk about other patients who may have also experienced this because it's a pattern of behavior in the doctor and he can't be held responsible, or not responsible, but like his word no longer has any merit essentially as a witness in this trial.
Miss Smith, are you in love with Dr. Oziel?
God, no.
So you're not just saying all this because he wouldn't divorce his wife and have kids with you?
I did not want kids that looked like him.
Oh, she said Jerome looked like he snuck onto the planet. Oh my God. Yo. She's funny. She's funny. I like her a lot. But y'all know how I feel about my girl, Juju.
Is more like 30 that we'll get from the estate, but let's just say that it's fucking 14.
You got legal fees, though.
Okay, so 13. Then there's gonna be a movie. You know that, right? Eric, they're gonna make a fucking movie about it.
Or a TV show. And fill it with a lot of lies and a lot of false truths. Yeah, again, I don't know how much of this is true, and I feel like I keep saying that, and it's tough. But I don't know how much of this is accurate. I don't know if this was really who Lyle was as a person. Clearly, Eric is having some trouble with everything that's going on. And Lyle just keeps thinking, like he said, he keeps thinking ahead. He keeps thinking into the future. He keeps thinking, okay, when I get out. And Eric is very much, well, we're still here. And so you can kind of see the dynamic starting to shift within them.
I'm just saying, start thinking about your dream, man. And all those fuckheads who say that we're serial killers like Jeffrey Dahmer?
Dahmer's cousins.
They can eat shit.
Again, like, it doesn't, like, it doesn't compare. Dahmer was was a serial killer. They only killed their parents 3. It takes 3 different victims to be a serial killer. 3. They only have 2.
I was thinking maybe Rob Lowe could play you. He's sexy.
Interesting.
I need to speak to somebody at the LA County Men's Jail.
Leslie, I smell gas. We need to get out of here.
Okay, I just need to know if the building is there.
I think this goes okay. Ooh, controversial. Ooh, is it controversial? I don't know. I love Leslie. Sorry. I don't think that this is actually about the case as much as it is as much as it is about how she's connected with them. Because at this point, if the building wasn't standing and they were dead, then there's nothing left to do. Like it's done. You know what I mean? Like she doesn't. I mean. There's no more trial. Like, you wouldn't want... She's concerned about their safety in this moment. Is the building still there? Are they okay? Are they still alive? Because if they're not alive, then okay, then your clients are dead, then you move on, right? I didn't want to hit my mic. Move on. You should move on. But she's concerned because she's like, are they... what is happening right now? He's like, there's a gas leak, and she's like, I don't give you know what I mean? Love her.
I just mean with like the lemon and the cinnamon. It's okay to like get emotional or whatever.
Lyle.
I've got this.
And I think it's hard to, because is that Lyle saying like you need to get emotional, you need to cry so that you're more believable? Or is that kind of him giving his brother a nod of approval of like, hey, I know that like we've been taught not to, but it's okay to be emotional. Like it's okay to cry. And again, they are in a place where you don't like that. Sorry guys. And again, they're in a place where Lyle is kind of looking towards the future, and Eric is very much focused on like, I have to get up there and I have to talk about this in front of the public. And I can only imagine how he's feeling. He's been able to do it with Leslie and his doctor, but other than that, I don't know. We'll see.
If you're too close, it pops. If you're too far away, we can't hear you.
I felt like I wasn't important.
You're popping the mic.
She used to put... I think the microphone is too low.
Okay.
This is just so bad. Like, what? The mic is bad. Like, this is fucking up the prosecutor or the defense attorney's witness testimony. Like that doesn't make any sense. Like, they're like off the jump, Eric was set up for fucking failure with his shit ass fucking microphone because of an earthquake. So like, let's figure something out to where like he can actually give his testimony and it makes sense to people. Because like everybody's so fucking focused on the mic and her having to redirect him the entire time.
There was Tupperware in the closet.
He's fucking this up. He looks like a fucking psycho.
You need to face the mic.
I know. I need to use the restroom.
I can't imagine how frustrating this is for him because he's just trying to get his story out there. He's just trying to give his testimony, but it's becoming even more frustrating. He was already anxious about having to take the stand, and then this happens, and now he's kind of going like, they're kind of clashing right now. Him and Leslie are kind of clashing. She's saying sit back, he's saying like this is uncomfortable. And what we do naturally when we're anxious is we kind of move, right? We move towards the mic, we move away from the mic, we kind of fidget, we sit, we move, we sway. It's a coping thing. It's self-coping. We're trying to help ourselves calm down, and what he's not able to do gets calmed down, so now he's getting more and more frustrated, and now he needs to just take a break, which makes sense.
Can you answer the question?
Yes. My dad had been molesting me.
What was another type?
Rough sex.
It's interesting because you would think that him being as emotional as he is helping, but people are actually kind of like, nah, like you can see it in the way that they're reacting. Like the prosecutor, she's just kind of like whatever. Like it's interesting that Lyle was the more captivating one in the sense of grabbing the audience's attention, and Eric is kind of being perceived as like not as important. And I think that that's really shitty too, because like he already dealt with that with his dad and his mom, so now he's dealing with it with like the jury and the prosecutors and everybody else around him. It's just really, really interesting to see that happen in the courtroom, that it's kind of being transferred over.
Did you know that Big Five stopped carrying handguns in 1986? You have lied in the past, but you're not lying now?
So basically what just happened was she said that she was kind of confirming you bought guns at Big Five, and he goes yes. And she said, are you aware that they stopped selling handguns 3 years prior to when you actually went to look for one? And he's going, well, okay, I'm confused because I did see the handguns and we were told we couldn't leave with them. And she's saying, but that's not possible. You are lying about that.
Because that's what I remember. I was telling the truth. No, we tried to buy fucking handguns at a gun store on fucking Sepulveda in West LA. That's why we had to drive down to San Diego, you fuck. Okay, well, I'm so sorry, Lyle.
Got it. Okay. This is making more sense now. So he didn't remember. But I don't think that he was lying intentionally. I think that much like a victim of abuse or a victim of a crime, when you're committing a crime, especially to this extent of trauma, your brain will kind of alter the story, not because you're lying about the crime, or not because you didn't do it, but because it is so traumatic. Even even people who commit the crime, it is so traumatic, especially for them because of their reasoning, that you're like the events and what occurred kind of starts to get jumbled up, and it's your brain's way of trying to protect you. And I think for him, he's been so overwhelmed and so depleted and so exhausted, that it's all just kind of starting to mesh together, and he's not really fully able to remember or comprehend what actually happened.
I was up there for hours. You look like a psycho. You look like you wanted to fucking kill somebody.
I will not let you blame me for this. This is not my fault. You did this. You made me do this. This whole thing, it was your idea.
Interesting. I wonder how far back that's going. And I love that he said, I will not let you blame me for this. Because oftentimes that would happen, wouldn't it? Lyle would do something and his dad would make Eric take the blame, or Lyle would make Eric take the blame for something. So this is finally Eric going, I will not let you do that to me anymore. I'm done. I got rid of one abuser. I don't want another one on my back. So I think that that's really important, and it's really powerful. And I'm wondering what he's saying by this was your idea. I let you convince me to do this.
How fucking dare you, you piece of shit. I could have gone up there on that witness stand and I could have said that this all happened because Mom and Dad were recording your phone call. They found out that you and Craig Signorelli were gobbling each other's dongs and a bunch of other fucking unholy shit.
That, unfortunately, I know is very... It's interesting it's interesting the untrue parts of the story that we're hearing from them, because it's only happening when Lyle gets so upset. And I've been told that Lyle doesn't really raise his voice and he didn't ever really yell. So it's just like, I know that they didn't find the phone call. It's crazy what they chose to put in for entertainment purposes to like create the entertaining storyline, but that's not entertaining to me. I don't like that you keep telling us that he's gay when he's not gay. Even if it's a rumor, like when somebody specifically comes out and they're saying that they're not gay, you releasing a fucking show about how he was in fact gay really fucks with people's perspective of him, and it fucks with him, and now he has to go back and battle all of the accusations all over again.
Eric, let's not forget what they did to us, okay? They got exactly what they deserved.
Healthy, 7 pounds, 5 ounces. Would you like to hold him?
She is a mother. She deserves this. She deserves to be happy. She deserves a second chance at being a mother, like fully and present. Like I love this for her. I'm so happy for her. She deserves that moment, this moment. And she has a son.
Getting tired of these aftershocks.
Gonna be over soon. We're getting further and further apart.
Hey, sweetheart.
Congratulations. How's the new baby?
He's beautiful.
I love them two together. I love them. How invested he is in her life, how much she's willing to open up to him. Like, I understand, like, as a defense attorney, at some point you have to have kind of a line, right? Because if your client is truly guilty and not with any extenuating circumstances or mitigating circumstances, but truly just guilty, you have to have boundaries, right? But it's clear that she trusts him and he trusts her, and like they're talking about her new baby and she's aware of everything and he's aware of everything that's going on. It's such a beautiful relationship that they've developed.
When somebody has an honest and in good faith belief that they are in danger and they defend themselves, they cannot be convicted of more than manslaughter. So if they had waited 2 weeks, they would have gotten that $5 million.
You know what? I just want Leslie to come do my reactions for me because she just be killing it with the questions. She's so right, and of course we're obviously learning more that 2 weeks later they could have got the money if it was really about the money. But also I love that she's so good at taking what the prosecution is inevitably gonna say and manipulating it and finding an avenue that makes more sense to fit her defense better, which is obviously her job. I'm so sorry that I just literally explained her job to you, but yeah, so it's just so cool to see how well she does it and how fluent she is in this language of law and defense.
If you live in a neighborhood and there's been a lot of burglaries and you buy a gun, are you planning to kill?
About Cousin Andy, who Eric told when he was 12 how his father massaged his penis.
Yeah. I can see it. I can see why people were real upset with Leslie. She was good. They're gonna ask you to forget about the important things, the things that would absolutely make sense as to why this was involuntary or voluntary manslaughter. This like the cousin is just such a big portion of this whole story, isn't it? Eric told somebody. That's important. Remember that. Don't forget about that. So clearly something was in fact happening.
That Jose made Eric and Lyle shower together. Who said that Eric and Lyle would have to fight for the privilege of not having to sleep with their mother. It's ironic that Jose and Kitty should die under the trophy case because that's all those boys were to them.
Jesus Christ. And I want to let it play, you guys. I want to just let her go off because she is giving an amazing closing argument, right? And this is what it is. So you have your opening statements, then you have your closing arguments. Closing arguments kind of sums up everything that the jury would have heard that day. It's kind of right before they go back for deliberation on the verdict. And this is kind of that point where you can make the most impact because you can speak directly to the jury. And she's doing such a good job. The visuals of the tacks in the penis and the thighs, the trophy case, the fact that they were not perfect, but that's all they wanted them to be was perfect. It's just, she's just amazing at her job.
They did not talk. We don't respect children very much in this country. We think they lie. We think they make things up. We think they fantasize. Well, no wonder children who are abused have a hard time trusting adults.
If my clients' names were Lila and Erica Menendez, would it make any difference to you? Because if it would, it shouldn't. Boys are not supposed to be the victims, but sometimes they are.
Shut it down. Wrap it up. cut the lights out, everybody go home. She said if these were girls, you would have a different opinion, but they're not. And just because you would have a different opinion, now I have to address you for what you are. Just because they're boys doesn't mean they can't be the victim. Just because they're men doesn't mean that they can't be the victim. That is such an old way of thinking, and I really hope that that is leaving. I hope that that is not a thing anymore, because that is so accurate.
Erik is out of my hands. And I don't want to let him go. I want to see Erik walking down the street.
Dude, she said, I realize that my closing statement is long, but it's because I don't want to let Erik go, and I know that the minute that I'm done with this statement, I'm basically no longer his attorney. And that is just, it just shows you how connected they have gotten to them. It shows you how powerful their relationship is and how powerful their connection is and how much she trusts him and believes him. And you can see it in Erik's expression to hear somebody say this about him. Remember, he for a second couldn't hear it. He didn't like to hear it. He didn't think that he was a good person. He didn't think that he was a good man. And so to hear somebody going to bat for him, and so much so that she's saying, I don't want to let him go. I want him to go I want him to be free. That's what he deserves. I can't imagine what he was feeling in this moment.
Whatever happens now depends on you. You've been a remarkable jury, and I thank you.
Oh, you guys weren't gonna give her a round of applause? Roll the clip. Roll the clip. Give the girl give her flowers, give her her coins, give her a round of applause. If you are not rooting for this woman, I don't know who you are. Leave. Get off the channel.
Could be a mistrial. We could have to do the whole thing all over again.
Erik, it's too expensive. People aren't gonna let them come for us again. People will flip the fuck out.
Just kind of feels like...
Like what?
Like something shifted.
In fact, he's on suicide watch. Completely losing it.
Once again, he had escaped safely through the Warlock's portal.
Was Erik a writer in real life? Is he a writer? Because that would make sense to me, that that's how he copes. I don't think that that's unusual. I think that for a lot of people it would be unusual, but I don't think it's unusual that that's how he copes. But it's interesting to hear Dunn. I'm interested to see what he's getting ready to say now, now that he believes the story-ish.
But I do know that they are genuine. I feel like I've known you forever, Erik, and that I'm going to know you for the rest of my life. All my love.
Tammy.
Everything's fine.
Dunn is still implying that Erik is gay. Is Tammy who he ends up marrying in real life? I know that he does get married. He has a family and everything. So is Tammy the one that he ends up marrying in real life is my question. Yeah, this isn't surprising to me. I think that Dunn just loves to hear himself talk sometimes, I've noticed. So that's fun. And Leslie is just mother for the first time, apparently. She's just mothering for the first time, and it's so interesting to see.
You never know what's coming.
Yeah, I know. But the thing that's coming that you're worried about isn't another earthquake.
If that jury lets them go free, those two dead souls will walk the earth. Karma's gonna come for them.
Oh, the irony. The irony, the irony, the irony. I've already said this, and I'll state it again, I guess, for the third video in a row. It's unfortunate that the boys have to suffer in prison for the karma to catch up to their parents. Karma just works through their parents in that moment, and I don't think a lot of people understand that, and that's kind of what we're seeing right now. So as much as he assumes that when they get out of prison, or if they get out of prison, that they'll be haunted, they're more haunted in it, because you're there by yourself and all you have is time to think, to see, to hear, to remember. That's all you have is time, and that's the haunting part.
After much deliberation, this jury unfortunately remains deadlocked. Hang on, please. Come on, folks.
That's a good thing.
Order, please.
Right. That's a good thing.
Blame the men.
Blame the men. Because a man cannot fathom a father sexually assaulting his sons. Blame the men. She should make shirts. She should make shirts that say, blame the men. Blame the men. Interesting. A father couldn't fathom that. And I knew that was what was going to happen going into this. Women are more sympathetic and more empathetic when it comes to that, but men and their egos and their pride, they couldn't even fathom that.
As you know, we are gonna have to do this all over again. So I want to pick your brains a little. What was it? What did we miss?
Is this, first of all, is this legal? I'm assuming it is, because she wouldn't be doing it if it wasn't. But this is so ingenious, especially with a mistrial. You know that they're not going to be jurors again on the same case. And so as the defense attorney, to say that either he was guilty of manslaughter or not guilty, why did you feel that? Or where was the miscommunication? And what happened that we didn't get that verdict? Like, that is so ingenious, because you can prep now for your next trial. You can prep going into the next one and say, okay, this is what we need to do differently going into this trial. God, she's so good at what she does.
They think that sexual abuse doesn't happen to boys.
You sound so down.
Yeah.
I am. Well, keep your spirits up. Okay, we are gonna win this. I promise you.
That's a tough thing to promise to somebody, and I think that he's thinking, we already went through the mistrial, but he said he feels like there's been a shift. There's been something that shifted, and that tells me that he's pretty in tune. All right, he's got a little bit of an energy reader in him, but there was a shift. And so that's why he's so down. He's thinking, there's no way we're going to win this. No. My opportunity to win was right then, and I didn't. And now there's no way I'm going to win this. And that's why you're kind of getting this from him.
They've all turned against us. You know. I'm getting all this hate mail now. That never used to happen. Just kind of seems like it's all over.
No, I'm just not gonna let you get down like that, okay? I'm not. We're gonna win this.
No, it's okay. I'll just talk to you later.
As a defense attorney, I couldn't imagine that feeling, because first your defendant's kind of going there with this hope that you are going to be able to help them and you are going to be able to get them off. So when you hear that he's just so defeated and he's like, nah, like, this is it, it's over. As a defense attorney, it's got to be hard to not let that affect you going into the next trial, to not let any of this affect you. And so you can kind of see that on her face there, that she was just kind of trying to take it in and then keep him in high spirits. But that's really hard to do when you've been battling for as long as he has. He's been battling since he was 6 years old. He's tired.
Well, the big thing with the men, I mean, they really didn't like ERIK or LYLE, that's true. But
they didn't like you.
You were the thing. I mean, for what it's worth, they didn't like you.
I wouldn't like her either. I would like her either if I was just a mediocre person. If I was just a mediocre male, I wouldn't like her either. You didn't like her because she did her job properly. You didn't like her because she got up there and she made your ass feel something. You didn't like her because she made you have to get in touch with your femininity. You didn't like her because she was questioning your masculinity. You didn't like her because of reasons that you're insecure about. But that's not what this is about. It's not about whether or not you like the defense attorney. It's about whether or not these boys did it with a reason behind it.
There's no money.
What I'd like you to do is keep a log of your hours, and then we will pay you. Listen, there's gonna be a buck.
I think that he's still very caught up in a world where he's gonna get off, that he's gonna get away with it. And so even like, keep a log of your hours and I'll pay you. She's kind of thinking that, no, what? And he's like, well, no, like, let me explain to you where I'm going to get that money to pay you. And she's just thinking, that's not going to happen. So I think this is really, really interesting.
Lyle, you told her everything. I told you I can move a jury because I've been practicing crying.
Oof. Jesus. Lyle. Oh, you done fucked up now, Lyle. God damn, bro. Oh, I know that this must. What if this is true? Somebody help me before I jump. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna jump. What if this is true? Because damn, that's tough. And he told her everything. He confessed shit about everything. How he lied on the, like, not lied, but like how he convinced the jury because he cried and like he was practicing crying. Like, you told her everything, Brody. God damn it, Lyle.
Then she says, Lyle told me about all the types of child abuse he planned to use in the trial.
It's a fucking lie. That is a fucking lie, Jill. I never fucking said that.
She recorded you.
It's interesting that he's still defensive, and then she finally goes, bro, she has it on tape. And he goes, oh shit, you're right. But like that mechanism of defense, that first thing that instinct of deny for him is so deep rooted in who he is. Deny, because that's who his dad was. Deny, or don't get caught. And so he, in this moment, got caught. So I'm interested to see how that's going to play on his mind.
You can be cross-examined about everything that you said if you testify.
Okay.
So you can't testify. Not in the second trial. I no longer feel like I can defend you.
And according to the latest reports, they are completely broke. You know, so I said to myself, would people really donate money?
I can see why she stopped defending him. He became a difficult client in that moment because you went and you did something that was gonna completely crash your case because you trusted somebody. For what? I have no fucking idea. Especially because you waited so long to talk about everything, and then you went and you trusted somebody that you don't know, and now it's all on your brother and you don't trust him enough. That's the irony. You don't even trust your brother enough. You're like, no, and then your defense attorney's like, I can't do this anymore. I can't. I'm gonna lose if I do this again. Tough. We'll see if Leslie stays.
You may have shot at them, but it was Lyle that killed him. He administered the fatal blow to the back of your dad's head.
You know how much people hate you? No, do you know, though?
I actually don't want to finish this episode because I see what she's doing. She's just, and what's interesting is she's kind of doing the opposite of what his dad did. His dad kept trying to make him take the blame for everything, but she's saying, technically, your brother was the one that killed your parents. So she's doing the opposite of what his dad did, and you're getting ready to see him, hopefully not, but potentially kind of become a dick. Please don't let that be the truth.
You didn't do a good job. life is over.
No, it isn't.
Shut the fuck up! Just shut your fucking mouth. You don't fucking know. You don't fucking know.
I'd actually hate this, and I really hope that this isn't what he did in real life, because babe, you could have got a public defender and it could have been over easily. You could have died. You could be in the gas chamber. At least your ass didn't get sentenced to death. Here I am turning on ERIK because I don't know if this is accurate or not, but I'm just annoyed that you're even yelling at her like this. Like, it was a mistrial. You're gonna go to trial again, and I have news for you. You don't get the death penalty. Congratulations. So thank her for that. She did her job. Her job wasn't the fucking problem. And now that's definitely not your problem. Your problem is your fucking brother.
How are you gonna help me? How are you gonna fix this?
I'd be like, I'm not over you.
Pursuing, or I should say, following O.J. Simpson as he continues to travel what we would assume to be towards his Brentwood home.
I did not know that he got locked up with an O.J. Simpson, and O.J. got off. That's crazy.
I'm not gonna be in here long, because I didn't fucking do it.
Robert Shapiro is your lawyer?
Yeah.
I wouldn't be up for the death penalty, probably, but he was the one that told me to come home.
Was that Robert Shapiro that told him that? I thought that that was Jerry that told him that, or Gary. That's interesting.
I guess it's just hard not to think that people are gonna stop paying attention to us and just kind of pay attention to you. You should consider a plea bargain.
Alrighty then. Alrighty then. What a fucking episode. Oh man. Golly, that trial was tough. That trial was tough to kind of sit through and deal with. And I think that it's interesting. I don't know much about the dynamic of their, like, the actual relationship between Leslie and ERIK, or how much of that is accurate, how much of that is written. But the way that he kind of just snaps on her towards the end there, I think it was just a culmination of everything that he's been going through, and that was kind of his last hope, and now he doesn't have that. So now he's just exhausted, and I can see why he would be. So I'm happy that this kind of comes to an end, in the sense of, like, he gets an answer of what's supposed to happen in this next episode, because when it's all up in the air, like it was and it has been for them, I can't imagine how much stress and anxiety and anxiousness you have not knowing what the outcome is or what it could be. I don't think that Leslie failed as an attorney by any means. I think that she is just not what most people are used to. She's very passionate, and I don't think that that's celebrated amongst women, at least not at this time. I think that if you're too passionate, you're too loud, it's really shitty though, because all she did was her job, and she was passionate, and she did what she needed to when it came to the women, and the men in their fragile ass egos clearly could not handle that. So then you got the hang jury. I didn't know about the OJ thing. The OJ thing is interesting. I don't know. I guess ERIK talking to him is interesting because he does end up getting off because he doesn't take a plea, but you know, it is what it is. Robert Shapiro, it is what it is. Yeah. So, I mean, overall, it was a good episode. I enjoyed it. I thought that Juju in the beginning killed me. Yeah. I'm really interested to see how this wraps itself up. One more hour, guys, and we're done. Which is sad. It's like bittersweet that we're on our last episode. So we'll see. And then after this, I'm gonna watch the actual documentary, which will be interesting for me. This has been this has been easy or hard to watch because I don't know how much of the character is natural, like, or how much of the character is accurate. I'm hoping that in the documentary I feel a little bit less heavy-hearted. Even if I know the outcome, like, I don't want to feel so heavy-hearted as far as, like, okay, I know that this is who you are. This is who you are. This is not some, you know, entertainment trumped up version of who you are. So if you stayed the whole time and you enjoyed it, great. Leave me a thumbs up, like, subscribe, comment, as always. If you stayed the whole time and you hated it, I'm sorry that you stayed, but thanks for staying, I guess. Again, you know, you can always connect with me on my my socials, Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, whatever the case may be. I don't know what I have, honestly. And then obviously you can find me on Patreon. And yeah, I'm excited for what's next to come. I'm excited to get into the last episode, so I'll do that here shortly. But until then, take care of yourself, be good to yourself, be kind to yourself, and above all else, I love you.